Hi, it's Mike from Gear Diary, here to take a look at the new Kindle Fire HD. And while I'm doing that, I do have a couple of other 7-inch tablets that I think it would be worthwhile to compare and contrast with. Let's start with the Fire itself. Hardware-wise, my first comparison would be with the HP touchpad. And anyone who's had one of those, in terms of the rubberized feel, the wrap around the screen, things like that, it gives me a similar feeling about it. Flat black, nice rubberized backing, feels fairly solid. Thin reflective strip, glossy strip anyway, on either side it's got the Dolby stereo speakers. It is meant to be held this way, and it reinforces that because it's got the webcam here, and as I noted, the speakers are on either side. And then on this side you have the headphone jack, up and down external volume controls, which is a thankful addition, and then also the screen on and off. Now, as I turn the screen on, the first thing you might notice is we have an advertisement here. There's a big deal on that you have to pay $15 or $20 to get the ads removed. Anyway, Amazon MP3 store. Well, now we go to the words, the movie. Now, first thing, if you go from left to right like you normally would to unlock iPhone, iPad, Android phone, whatever, you will go to the shopping. If you go the other way, you unlock. So that's kind of the normal thing for the Kindle Fire. It's the same as the old one. You can go back, and now let me just put it into portrait mode. And unlike, say, the Nexus 7 tablet, for instance, your home screen rotates. Wonders of technology. And really, aside from being much more fluid, there's not an awful lot that's changed. You have your first thought is shopping, games, or at least Amazon's first desire for you is to shop. And you've got games, apps, books, music. What else do we have? Videos, newsstand, and so on, all the way across to offers. And once again, that would be the second place where you get the chance to look at whatever special offers they have. Now, so far, I've only had this for one day. And so far I've already gotten $5 MP3 credit for free and $5 video for free. So that's really not too bad for an initial incentive. So that way, similar to the Nexus where you got a $25 Google Play credit, here you get get these couple of special offers. You end up with $10 right off the bat. Going back to home, again, you've also got something down the bottom for customers also bought. So as you go from item to item, it actually looks through. So if I go to Slacker, it's going to give me a bunch of, well, nonsense. The one that I bought with the credit is Sam Newsom. I will not subject anyone to that. My family can't stand that music. Very avant-garde, field runners, and so on and so forth. So that's really about all there is to this system. It integrates wonderfully with the Amazon ecosystem. It's speedy, it plays games quickly, so on and so forth. It really is a major step above. Now, let's take a look at a couple others. Let's start with the original Kindle Fire. So here we have the original Kindle Fire side by side with the new one. And what you might notice is that this one is a little bit bigger, and then I'll just go ahead and turn the screen off. If I put them, well, it's kind of hard to do this way, but I'll give it a whirl anyway. So it is wider as well as taller. So the new Fire HD is actually larger dimensionally. If you had read the specs, you'd also see that. However, the old one is thicker and feels more like a brick. This one has a nice tapered back to it and nice fingerprints that I'm putting all over it right now. The other difference is, aside from having the speakers split here, and then you would have the single button, that's really about all there is. Headphone jack, USB, and then your power button, whereas you do have the external controls here. So the next thing is, predictably, the Nexus 7. which, again, actually, probably the best comparison would be to take that out of the way and then look at it next to the fire in the Nexus. And in this case, you end up with the Nexus being just slightly taller, I don't know, 5 or 6 millimeters maybe, but in terms of width, nearly identical, and in terms of depth, again, the original fire is much brickier anyway, whereas now we have the Nexus and the new fire are actually very similar thickness-wise. And they both have that tapered feel. And actually both, you have a nice soft textured rubber. As somebody said, it's a good way to make plastic feel better than what it really is. And same thing with this rubberized plastic on the back of the new fire. So one of the things that I wanted to just quickly do was, one of the big things that's touted is the quality of the sound. So I'm going to take a song, and I'll just start with, I'm going to just do them one at a time here a little bit, just take a song from violinist Jenny Scheinman, and she's a jazz violinist. The volume's not too bad. It's certainly not going to fill up a room, but it's definitely pleasant. Now if I take now the volume to me is about the same, even though they're coming from different points. Get about the same overall volume. I actually find, and it probably doesn't come through in the video, that the depth of sound is a little bit better on the fire. I'm surprised it's as loud as what it is. Now, final one. Now, I actually have to raise my voice to get above this, and this is what we've been hearing, is that the Dolby sound here is just much better than what you were able to get before. I've not yet changed the equalization on this, so it's really just the same, the basic normal EQ that you would get. I could definitely change that up a little bit. Do I actually have anything down? So I've got the Dolby on. And so that's about all there is to that. So this thing is definitely the hands down winner in terms of sound volume and sound quality. Sorry, Jenny, time to quiet you down a little bit there. Actually, it's a wonderful new CD, just came out recently. Working on a review for that as well. In terms of other features, really good. All of these things are good basic 7-inch tablets. The real bottom line is the original Fire has no Bluetooth, no connection to anything external. It's no mistake that I have this Bluetooth keyboard, which can happily connect to the iPad that I'm using to film this, the new Fire, or the Nexus. So work with any of them. Performance-wise, in terms of games, I know that in terms of specs, the hardware specs, and also what you would get in terms of scores on benchmarking, the Nexus wins out. But honestly, in terms of actually getting stuff done, playing games, getting to books, getting to music, watching videos, I really don't see a difference. However, I'm very much embedded in the Amazon ecosystem, and as a result, I immediately was able to, well, we can just hop on over to videos, and let's see. And for instance, I have got in my watch list, well, loading up there, the Twin Peaks Season 1 that I had bought for a recent trip. So I could just immediately go in there and watch that. It had no problem immediately identifying, again, all of my account information just goes from device to device. Very convenient. And obviously Google does that for their devices as well. Solid thing. I'm going to give a personal opinion. I know I talked in my review that although my Nexus is really one of the good ones, no real killer defects, in terms of the overall build quality, it's just not as solid. It's not as bad as, say, the Acer Iconia that I had before, but compared to this Kindle Fire 2 to me feels so much stronger and so much tougher and more rugged. And I definitely would trust my life with this one much more so than with the Nexus. One final thing, though, is everything that I have. This Oberon case I got a while ago, actually. They sent me a couple to see which would fit on the Nook Touch when that first came out. And, well, it really doesn't fit this. Also, the Kindle Fire case, which, and again, Oberon, they're wonderful products. No chance that's fitting in there. So it is wide enough that none of the cases you're using, because for instance, I could actually take the Nexus 7 and insert it into the Kindle Fire case, and it's pretty close, a little bit tall, but in general it's not too bad. And similarly, I could take the Fire, put it into the other Oberon case. But the new Fire HD really needs a new size of case. So, and that's my hands-on quick look at the 3 7-inch tablets, the new Kindle Fire HD, original Kindle Fire, and the Nexus 7. Mike from Gear Diary, thanks for watching.